Yo, yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Fro, and today I'm going to be talking about the brand new Wallace and Gromit film, Vengeance Most Fowl. So ain't nothing to it but to do it. Now, right off the bat, I am a big fan of Wallace and Gromit. My favorite production would have to be The Curse of the Were-Rabbit that I got to see around 2005 in the theater. I was a bit younger then, but I would give that film damn near a 10 out of 10. Now, fast forward about a decade plus later, and this is the first time that we have Wallace voiced by a new actor in a film. Ben Whitehead has been voicing him since 2008 in video games and various productions, but the original voice actor for Wallace, Peter Salas, retired around 2010, passing down the torch to Ben Whitehead. I didn't know about any of this while I was watching Vengeance Most Fowl, and I think Ben Whitehead did a great job as Wallace. Now, with the overall plot, we have Wallace still at it, creating his wacky and crazy inventions, and he eventually comes up with an AI robot called Norbot that he built together to pretty much get the daily chores done around the house, and Norbot is trimming and shaping up gardens in a very impressive fast rate and speed. And Gromit is pretty much pushed to the side. He's feeling a type of way. And the way Wallace is treating him through the first half of the film, you feel it with Gromit. You're like, come on, man. Wallace is definitely keeping all of his attention and focus on this Norbot that he's building. And one of the funnier scenes for me, Norbot walks into Gromit's room and he plugs himself up to the wall, and the way he's charging himself is ridiculous. And poor Gromit in the first half, he's just trying to get away from Norbot as far away as possible. And Norbot is going while he's charging himself. And Gromit is at the end of his wits. He grabs Norbot, plugs him into a computer to charge him there so we can get a good night rest of sleep. But we also have a villain named Feathers McGraw, who appeared previously in The Wrong Trousers, a short that was made around the late 80s with Wallace and Gromit. Years before, Wallace helped take down Feathers McGraw after he was trying to steal a big blue diamond. Feathers has been plotting revenge on Wallace and Gromit all these years, being trapped behind the zoo, and being a super mastermind, Feathers is able to hack into the zoo's computer and travel all the way to Norbot, who's also plugged in, and he manages to control Norbot through the computer. And he makes all the Norbots evil. We have a list of settings like good, really good, bad, super bad, really evil. I'm not saying them verbatim. And admittedly, I am thinking to myself, why did Wallace put bad and evil in the first place along with the rest of the list for Norbot's controls? I might be blanking out if they ever explain that, but that was definitely the one biggie for me while I'm watching the whole film. Through the first half of the film, we have Gromit trying to tell Wallace, without being able to speak, of course, that the Norbots are evil, or that they've been taken over, and Wallace is really ditzy and dumbfounded. He's like, no, everything's fine. These guys are really good. You have to embrace technology, which I thought was a little weird too, especially the message when we're wrapping up at the end of the film, where he's like, oh, because he does mention AI, and I'm thinking that's a little bit weird. But that's just my personal viewing. We also have a very bumbling comedic character, Inspector Macintosh, who's just a lunatic, and he's really dumb. I hate to say it, but he is, and that's what makes the magic of his character so funny. He is a very well-respected officer of the town, but we're all wondering, how did he even get this position in the first place? We have a nice addition to the cast with a new character named PC Mukherjee, who I really enjoyed. I thought she was a lot of fun to watch because for the most part, she's the one putting all the clues and the pieces together for the case. And at first, she does put the blame to Wallace because she's not familiar with him, being new to town. But as we go along, she starts to realize that Feathers is actually the real culprit. And Macintosh is just bumbling and dumb the whole time. He's just taking her word with whatever she's saying. So he's like, yeah, lock up Gromit if that's what we really wanted. If that's what your gut is telling you. Is that your culper's gut? And eventually she's the one to crack the case near the end of the film. So I really enjoyed her character. Now moving on to the Norbots, I gotta say there were a couple sequences here and there when they turn evil that I found to be rather frightening. There were a couple scary images here and there, like the black eyes that they have. There's a scene with Gromit near the end of the film where a thick cloud of fog comes creeping in, and he has a radar where he can see the body temperature or the sensors of the Norbots, and they come closing in. And it reminded me of Tremors 2 Aftershocks for some reason. But this scene right here I thought was really effective, especially for a goofy comedy. One thing I love about the Wallace and Gromit universe is the use of very funny and funky names. And here, for some reason, On Your Doorstep just kept making me have a big chuckle here and there. It was really effective for someone goofy like me. As On Your Doorstep is, I don't know why, it just kept giving me big laughs. I am going to give a bit of spoilers here and there while I'm going through the finale, so if you want to check out real quick and then watch the movie and come back, I recommend that. But walking through the ending, we have Feathers McGraw finally breaking out of the zoo. He eventually catches up with Wallace and Gromit. We have a rather intense sequence where Gromit is hanging off the edge of this train that's leaning off the side of a really thin train track, and Feathers is stepping on the other side. Gromit pulls out a bag with the blue diamond in it, and Feathers is saying, hey, give me the diamond, I'll let you go. Feathers doesn't talk, but that's what's being conveyed here. Gromit tosses the bag, Feathers gets it. Gromit falls off, and right here I'm like, what the? Don't kill Gromit. But we have a really cool moment where all the Norbots, they turn good again. They line up together, they grab Gromit, they pull him back up. And it was rather a little bit emotional because Wallace is like, I can lose the diamond, but I can't lose my best pal. And I thought that was one of the better lines in the film. It worked for me. So the Norbots turn good again. Gromit is safe. And Gromit is revealed to switch the blue diamond with the turnip. And we see Feathers McGraw defeated on a train going wherever he's going. And it is a solid ending for me. We do have the Norbots being back to normal. The only little question that I have is the ultimate message of the film with AI and how they're saying, oh, AI eventually is going to be used for good. Now, I'm not someone that's like hardcore against AI. I have used it here and there, but I'm also not in love with AI, if that makes any sense. I do realize that it can be used for evil as well. So the message here and there, I'm not sure, but I can personally look past it because I had such a great time with the movie. I think Ben Whitehead did a great job voicing Wallace for the first time in a film. Gromit is still very much likable, and I do feel very bad for him, especially in the first half. And I do like how the ending is wrapped with Gromit and Wallace coming back together, and Wallace realizing how he was treating Gromit in the first place, and pretty much pushing him aside for the Norbots. I am a big fan of the creator, Nick Park, with films like Flushed Away, Chicken Run, and other Wallace and Gromit productions. So I got a kick out of this film. I'm going to give Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl a personal 9 out of 10. And that's it, y'all. It's your boy Fro. What did you think about Vengeance Most Fowl? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you not like it as much as other people do right now? Comment below. Let me know your thoughts. In the meantime, between time, I'm on to the next review. Thank you guys for watching. Fro.